So it's been for so long. People are saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I think it might actually finally come.
Welcome, income hackers. This is your host, Ryan G. Wright. This podcast is for individuals and families who are interested in fast-tracking their financial success. You'll hear experts discussing topics like generating a residual cash flow, building wealth through real estate, financial literacy, creating a family legacy, and overcoming your fears. If you get value out of this podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It's a big help to me.
I don't have great anticipation for 2020 and 2021. Really, since probably 2013 or 2014, people have been lobbying hard, at least in our area. Another recession's coming. We're going to see a dip. Doom was around the corner.
On its way, yeah.
I've been saying since then. I remember a specific event I went to. The Oppenheimer Funds is a hedge fund, and the vice president spoke at a luncheon I attended. This was in 2014, maybe.
Okay.
And she was basically saying why all of the rumors of a recession coming are probably inaccurate. So even at that time, she had to address the rumors. They were so strong. And I agreed with her. She said, listen, there's no indicator whatsoever. Bull markets don't die of old age. So it's been for so long. People are saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I think it might actually finally come. I think interest rates are incredibly low right now. They just cannot stay this low. I don't think that they'll stay this low. Election year, people get spooked. They just sit on their money. They don't do anything. We are obviously kind of due for one, even though I hate that response because backed with any statistics. A lot of the big money is kind of anticipating the next year or two we might see a little dip. Obviously, that's like saying, what's the weather like in America? It changes per market.
Yes.
But a lot of my sellers are thinking, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't really want to take the risk. Let's sell now. I wouldn't personally want to have a goal of selling at the end of 2020. I think that's risky for me. It may be great. Maybe it's fantastic and it doesn't matter. That's fine. I wouldn't want to take that risk. I'd want to either sell right now or hold on for at least 3 years.
Gotcha.
And I don't really care because I always tell people don't ever buy a house if you're planning on, unless you're a very good flipper. And a lot of people lose money on flips. No one ever talks about that at parties. Unless you really know what you're doing, don't ever plan on buying and holding for less than 5 years. So as a buyer, I think it's a great market as long as you have the mentality of 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. I think it's never a bad time to buy real estate. You just have to buy it right. Real estate's a long-term game. If you look at, real estate's from 2008 prices in a lot of areas. And like, I love your analogy with the weather. How's the weather in America? That's a great analogy for how the real estate market is. It's a fantastic analogy because it might be good here or good there or bad there or slowing down. But even within the market itself, there's sub-markets within a specific market. So like in my local market, anything over $500,000, specifically anything over $750,000 has not made up the 2008 prices that it used to be in 2007. It hasn't gotten there again. It just hasn't. But in the $250,000, it has far gone above where it used to be in the 2007 prices. So you also have some interesting dynamics there with those bigger homes. I don't know what you're seeing in your market, but that's something to keep in check as well when you're buying houses that 80% of the population can own. You're going to have less fluctuation than you would if you're buying properties where not a lot of the population could buy. Any thoughts on that submarkets?
You're 100% accurate. And typically it's the lower end that fluctuates less and can recover a lot more quickly. For us, it's anything under 2 million. It's just gangbusters, maybe 3. But if you're looking at over 10 million prices, they're not at 2006, 7, 8. In fact, I have a property closing on Friday. I can't say the exact price, but it was purchased brand new by my client in 2006 for 17.5 million. And we're selling at, I can't say, but at plus or minus 10 million.
Gotcha.
Big hit. We also, a lot of people knew about the disasters in Montecito. We had the debris flow. We had, some tough fires and weather. So there's some of that component as well. But the high-end market trailed the recession in 2008-9. If you look at the measure of statistic, it was the lower end that started tanking, and then maybe a year or two later, the high end started. So it's still following it back up. So your numbers obviously a little different than Santa Barbara's numbers, but absolutely accurate, where the little submarkets have changed and the more entry level is, far surpassed the peaks.
Well, and the same thing's happening. It's just a different price point, right? I'm seeing that over 750. You're seeing it over 10 million. I'm seeing, 250. You're seeing it at 2 million. It's the same technical movements that are occurring. It's just different strike prices based upon the market. So I think it's something to look out for. Also, I don't know what's going to happen. I get asked that all the time. What's going to happen to the market in the next few years? And I'm like, I don't know, but if you're paying attention, there's a way to make money. When markets move down, it's a great opportunity to buy. When markets are on their way up, it's a great opportunity to buy. If you look at how much real estate's gone up over the last 50 years, if you can hold it for 50 years, you're going to turn out fine. If you can hold it for 5 or 10 years, like you said, you're going to turn out fine. I think the important thing right now, especially, is to make sure you're buying cash flowing properties that have margin, so that if rents did go down, and I don't think rents ever go down the same relation that prices go down. And in some cases, rents stabilize as, homes, as there's turnover on homes and some of that type of stuff, as there's foreclosures and everything else like that. So any thoughts on rents versus property values if something does come down the line with a pullback in the market?
Well, that's what makes real estate investment so special. Once again, is that one component is that you're usually locking a rate. Some people mess with, adjustable rate mortgages, and that's fine if you know what you're doing. But most people lock the 30-year, so you're stuck at X amount, $1,000 a month mortgage. Rent typically just goes up. Obviously, it depends on the area. Typically, it goes up. And also, when the real estate market takes a dump, rent obviously sometimes goes up because people are getting foreclosed on, because people are more nervous about buying. So you end up with these bigger pool of renters fighting over a limited supply. So what you saw in the recession is that people with income properties did quite well if they could make their payments, because the rents were still sky high, and people with self-storage units actually just crushed it because so many people were downsizing, both ownership and renting, and people just getting foreclosed on. They had to store their stuff.
Put their junk somewhere that was so valuable. If you got value out of our discussion today, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It's a big help to me. Also, please share with a friend. Nothing is more valuable than creating financial friends who are like-minded. You can do that by inviting them to listen to the Income Hacker podcast. Bye for now, and make it a very profitable day.